run the server.
Okay.
And I'm working on this, by the way. Look, I have made this context menu today. It looks really cool, I think. It's very simple, but it's very useful. And it also works on mobile. Look, you can hold, and it shows the context menu. See?
Oh,
Hold, and it shows the context menu, and you can click. So that's what I was working on today. The whole day, only the context menu. But yeah, it's very useful, I think, to have, right?
I mean, right mouse click, right?
Yeah, right click. Yeah, right click.
Okay, nice.
So this can be used in many places in the future. And I think it's a really cool component. So I'm making a story about it. I'm going to publish it on DevToad.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I've been doing today. And yeah, so let's see. I don't know. Let's see what we have in Bugyanov 28. So let's have a look in Bugyanov 30. So let's have a look here. And it's not showing anything because I didn't use this before. The first time it's just not showing, but now it's showing. So that's great. Bugyanov 30. So this is all the functions that we have, right? Many functions that you wrote. Oh, fuck. Okay, I made a mistake. This one contains some changes. I have made some changes yesterday to one of your files. And actually that was probably in the doing folder, control web, YouTube controller. So this one, I all didn't touch those except for the YouTube controller. Did you do any changes lately in the YouTube controller?
No. You can
Okay, then I will just
replace
copy
that
this.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm gonna do. But for now, that's what I wanna do first. I wanna see, is there anything that you need to change on some of these things, you know? It's kind of important that this whole thing is gonna be as small as possible. So there's many things in the to-do, and I think they can go out there. They can go to my own stuff now, maybe. So yeah, this can be removed and replaced by mine. So now you can see that in niches, then YouTube controller. But you can see it's re-indexing, see? So yeah, that's nice. So what I did is I changed this thing. I added some configuration.
Okay.
And I created a new. I'm still using the same function, but I looked up the docs and I found a very nice configuration that you can filter for audio only. That it's still downloading a stream, which is gonna be an MP4. So after that, you still need to convert it to an MP3, and that's what I added. Basically.
Okay.
Because it didn't work, your version. For me, at least, I don't know. So what I do here is basically first I convert it and I download the stream with only audio, so it's way faster now too. So that's nice. And then I convert it to MP3 and then I delete the MP4. That's what I do, and it works really, really nicely.
I think you can directly pass that audio only stream to the MP3 converter, so you don't have to download it, then convert it, and then remove it. It's a 2 to 3 step, but I did that before, but I don't know, there's no code. So
maybe you're right, like the source.
Yeah, you can
just
directly
the stream, right?
bypass. Yeah, so you can
it can still be the stream and then two format MP3. Are you sure?
Yeah, actually,
so that means that this two format MP3 should also
did the
work.
same thing. Yeah, I mean, previously I did the same thing because I'm not doing like one time downloading and then conversion and deletion. So I make one stream and straight to MP3.
Okay, anyway, I will improve that later.
Okay, no problem.
So I think for now, is there anything that you think needs to be done in the DevTo, in the Facebook, in the GIF?
Not actually, but I think I have to finalize more with the DB. That's it.
With the DB.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not in these controllers, right?
Because yeah, I think Dev2 Facebook controller is working fine, GIF is working fine, and everything last time is working fine, you know. But it's all
about so puppeteer. That means that I will just add these controllers now then to my control web folder.
Yeah, you can try that.
Which almost has nothing now, and then it will have mail and SMS, and then all yours. Oh, fuck! I need to make sure that I close the server when I start moving files around, because that's breaking everything. So then, yeah, generate operations SDK. Oh, yarn offline first.
And I think, you know, social media wrapper, can we convert that social media wrapper to social media only? Is it fine?
No, I think maybe we can change get another name for it. But I think
today I just struggle to where I have to put that get social media pages. I mean, so the thing is, social media wrapper is not building just because of postable stuff, and that's why right now I'm putting that function inside the Slack controller, but later I have to move that function into the social media wrappers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's have a look then. Okay. So you said done is these two. Markdown translator and social media wrapper is done.
Yeah, but it's done.
Obviously, you're still working on this one, right?
Yeah, I'm working this one actually. I try to work there, but the thing is, the only problem is breaking there is postable. That's it.
Yeah. So okay, that's fine. I will just move the Markdown translator as well to my own stuff, because you said it's done, and it's also very out of scope
it's
now.
It's not done because see, Markdown translator, it's a very big thing, you know. But the thing is, whatever you
out of scope now, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think we should just put it for now. I will just put it in my own stuff, and later you can continue. If you need it again, I will just put it back.
Yeah.
That's the workflow. That's the way we were working. So, yeah. Okay, so I'll do that. It's for me, it should be in parsing. I have a folder file conversion, although maybe it's part of language. I think it's better to put it in the language folder.
Yeah.
Simplified text. Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
so here we also have the text language, for example. You're using that maybe. I don't know if you created your own text language. I don't know, but.
No, it's an empty one. There's nothing actually.
Okay. Well, yeah. So this is it's very important to start working with this new convention as well that I added yesterday. Is this one? You can see that I added the contributors here in the operation, which is the package JSON, right? And you can you can add basically your name here in the contributors array. So your name, URL, and email, and contribution amount. So this is should be a number between 0 and 1, indicating the amount of relative contribution, basically.
I mean, which contribution, in which file, which folder, which we are not getting it exactly.
So what I meant is, you made this whole operation, right? Markdown translator. You did 100% of this, right?
Yeah.
So that means that I will add the contributors here.
Oh, okay.
Contributors. and it's an array, and then you can add email name URL. So name, Bagya Sa, email, your email. What is it?
Bagya Sa for you. Sahab for you at the Gmail.
At Gmail?
Yeah.
Okay, URL, and if you want, you can connect to your LinkedIn or something, but it's optional. And then we also can add this is the official NPM, what's it called? Type interface. But we can also add this one, operation. And I added this one, contribution amount. And that can be a number between 0 and 1, indicating how much percent of the operation you made, basically. So it's just an estimation, basically. So, for example, if you made something together with Guillermo, it's 50-50, then you can put 0.5, and for Guillermo also 0.5. See? So this is going to be the way we can see how much, what is contributed by you, what's contributed by everyone.
Okay. Nice. So,
so this is going to be part of the operation user interface that we're making, me and Guillermo. So yeah, from now on, it would be nice if you can add this to all the things that you have made. And also add, if you estimate that Guillermo did some parts, you can add Guillermo there too.
Yes,
right?
Sure.
And I did, and sometimes maybe I did some parts. You can just make an estimation, and it can be part of your next zip. But yeah, do it after this review, of course, because I'm gonna make changes as well.
Okay. And after the changes, please just send the whole thing back to me, so I can
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah. Okay. So then we have social media web, and that's the main thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you still have the .next folder, see?
Yeah, I think it's a small one. I mean, it's in the KB. So.
No, it's hidden. It's 400 MB.
Yo.
Oh,
that is the.
Because how is that possible? Because it was just 60 MB. Maybe the zipped version is smaller.
Zip version. I mean,
yeah, zipped version. That's the thing. If you delete this next folder.
I think once I remove the next folder, then my zip will be like 10 to 12 MB maybe maximum.
Yeah, let's check. I just did it. 1.6 MB. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's fine now. I get it.
Yeah, or inside there.
Okay, where was I? So let's run the
web.
Yeah. So let's run Yarn offline one more time, and I moved some stuff around. So let's generate that thing one more time, and then we can run the web. Oh, and there's one more convention I want you to understand. Very important. Okay, so now I can run Yarn Dev here. But there's one more convention that I added yesterday, actually. And you can see that here there show up all these things, right?
Yeah.
But yours,
what is that?
Not there yet.
I mean, previously
these are all the apps.
No,
these are all the web interfaces that I've made, but you don't see everything because you have type repo. It's only a subset.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, you don't have yours here yet, and the reason is you didn't set this. So let's call it
Dev port number.
Wait.
Okay.
So the thing is, it's called port, and then string, and it's only in the package JSON where we have to look. And you can see that here. You see that there's like the highest one currently is passion fruit is 22. So that means I will call yours 23.
Okay.
42023. And then app name, it needs to be replaced. You can read all about that, by the way, here. There's a to-do list, what you need to do when you create a new template.
Okay.
So social media web. Then what you need to do is make sure that here there's a port property and it's set to that same number. 42023 in this case. And that's it. Also, you can specify a markdown property here, which can show a title and an emoji. So let's do this one.
No, man.
For example. No? It needs to be unique. So that's why.
Okay.
But yeah. No? Not good?
No.
I think, okay, what else? Because there's already a lot, there's already this one, for example. So what's social media?
There is already
maybe the chat one, the chat bubble.
Chat, exactly, yeah. Is there chat, exactly?
This one.
Put that, yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look if it shows up. No, it doesn't show up yet. So let me figure out.
You have to restart something. I mean, Dev server.
Maybe I forgot something. No.
Or...
It shouldn't be needed. I have a feeling maybe it didn't get classified. You can see classification indexed UI web. And the reason that it doesn't show up is that yours was never classified before. You can see that there's no entry for the classification here. So if I run rebuild operation in your folder, rebuild operation dot, then it will classify it into the UI web, probably, if it's correct. Because it's just checking if it has the next config folder, and if it does, then it's UI web. That's it.
Okay.
File. Yeah. So that's so that classification is being done now.
Can you give me 20 to 30 minutes extra to explain how if you just press generate SDK operation, so how can you generating the stuff on the generated folder, for the, let's say for example, for the API, SDK API, right? So I think you are going file by file, right? TS file, and you are tracking the piece of code. Export something like in the line number something, and just copy that, not copy that thing actually. You just no, exactly. It's hard to figure out that everything in the quick way, but I think
I don't know what your question is. I don't understand the question.
Okay, see.
But what matters is now the social media is here. So we can do that after, okay?
Yes, sure. Forget it about.
Maybe let's first start with this user interface.
Yeah.
I want to just see what you did there.
Okay.
So I'm running yarn dev there, and it should start up in this port that we just defined. And you can see it's running now. See, the dot shows that it's running, which means that if we click it, it's not going to open it in the background because it's already running. And you see that there's a bug. So this is this is the to-do list.
Yeah,
right?
this is the list we discussed. Yeah.
Yeah, the convention is that to-dos should be in the to-do folder. So that was not the right place. So I'm just pasting it there. Then what you're doing here is you're creating this. You can
remove that thing. It's
okay. I'm removing it.
One. It's
not
a new
sure. Yeah. So I'm just looking if you did any changes here, but I think you didn't do much in this one.
Just social media name, and that's it. I'm in title section. That's it.
So here, this is good. This is basically the way. This is probably the way it should be. And otherwise, it's in this case writer file page, which is coming from here. I'm not sure if that's. We can maybe change that later, but for now, what I will do is just simply.
No, it's needed. See, because we are also
I know.
post table. You know, that's why it's.
Yeah,
needed.
I know. Okay, so. I'm just putting it in a different file because that was not very clear to put it in the same file.
No problem. It's fine.
Yeah. Organize imports to remove the ones that are not needed. Oh, it's in the wrong folder. It's in the pages folder. It should not be in the pages folder, of course. It should be here.
You can make one components folder there inside the source. So
yeah, probably
be
better.
There, but no, not actually.
Yeah, that's true. But first, I want to fix this crash and see what's happening.
Okay.
So this is for some reason you had your menu MD in two places. I don't know which one is the real one.
Remove from the web actually. It's not needed actually.
Yeah. Okay. I did. Okay. Cool.
Because I'm putting that thing in the Slack because yeah.
Okay. So then this function, of course, it doesn't exist. No, because I didn't create that yet, right?
Okay. So
I didn't. So get social media menu. It does exist in the Slack controller.
Yeah, I already.
I think that's not the right place.
Yeah, exactly. I already told you because I tried to put it into the wrapper, social media wrapper, you know. But the thing is, wrapper is crashing because of post table, and I need that function running because I have to build the UI, you know. That's why.
But it's not. It's also not really part of the social media wrapper. It is part of the, I would say, social media
function
node. You can create social media functions. I created a new nowadays I start naming it with new operation. So I call it, when it ends with node, it just means it's a node operation, not JS operation. So social media node, it's just a general purpose Node.js operation for the social media UI.
Previously, you use a function, right? Instead of node, actually, I think.
Yeah, functions, I call it that too. But like then I end it with nodes.
Then just make it node. Then social media node is fine.
Yeah, exactly, because that's to indicate the type of operation. It's easier to immediately understand that this is an operation that requires some Node.js code, basically.
But the thing is, you know, there we just need one function. That's why I'm not thinking, you know, just put that one function inside the wrapper, and that's fine. That's why I'm not making the function.
No, I mean, there's gonna be more in the future, and social media wrapper, it is more than it has much more. So you can put it here too. But I think this is already too big, so we need to split this up.
Makes sense, yeah.
So first, I'm gonna take it out of the Slack, and I'm putting it in the social media nodes, and then I'm exporting it from there, and then this one, constant menus. Oh, did you make that in Slack? Yeah. Okay. So this can go to here.
Media node, yeah.
And
you have to build it first, I think.
Yeah,
no,
it's going fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Then this one can go. This is all Slack related.
Yeah.
You don't have any passwords in here, right? By the way, that's one other feedback point. I don't want to see any passwords in your controllers or whatever. Also not in the test files.
How do you mean by password?
So there's, for example, here, this email, password, workspace. You need to get them from your persona.
No, it's a very previous one, you know. It's not old one, but I think.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's fine. But you shouldn't have them in your test because later we're gonna release this code, maybe open source,
makes sense.
and we don't want this unprofessional thing here to show anything, any email, any password. Shouldn't be there.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I'm going to build this one now, and then I'm gonna rebuild operation. Also, Slack controller the index should already be removed actually from the Slack controller. Get social media menu is not there anymore. See, so that's good because this indexer already looks for that. So that's great.
Okay.
So it got already removed. So now we just need to generate SDK API. I'm not sure if that works.
And what about generate SDK operation?
I already did that.
Okay.
No, sorry, SDK. Generate operations SDK is for generating the operations SDK. But you can see here that now it went wrong. But this is just for the API because that's the only thing that we changed, right? All the other things we don't care about at the moment. This is just way faster to only do this one.
Okay. For the API, just generate SDK API, right? Okay.
Exactly. So the problem is, it seems that there's a problem here. So let's have a look. I don't know what's wrong though, because it seems to be. Okay, so there seems to be an error here. Maybe that's due to myself. Oh, here, there we go. So play import nodes. Yeah. So I didn't rebuild that one yet, I think.
Yeah, I mean YouTube one, right?
Yeah. So I'm making that. I'm doing some stuff with YouTube Player basically. But I worked on that yesterday. But I didn't rebuild it yet, so that's why it's crashing now. So all I need to do is rebuild operation there, because the index is empty. See, it's not exported, this one. That's why it's trying to import something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Oh, there's a problem. YouTube to MP3.
YouTube controller.
Promise unknown. Okay, that's a problem. Promise should not be unknown. Maybe that's old. I don't know. Restart.
It's gone. No.
No, it's still unknown. What the hell? This is weird because it says promise here. It should very much be known.
I think you have to run one. I don't know.
Maybe this is still old. Maybe I just didn't rebuild the YouTube controller.
Yeah, rebuild.
That's it, maybe. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. The build was still old. Here on build. And restart. And now the result is correct. So this one will build. So once that is done, we can generate SDK API to just regenerate the API SDK, right?
Okay.
It's faster. Because all the other ones, they don't have any changes, probably. So this one should be removed first. And now I can just do that and boom. See, it's very fast. So it just takes a couple seconds. 5 seconds. See, and now it's done. So that's great because now the function should be there, right? So let's have a look in my layout. restart.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, it's done. And you can see that the social media pages, the convention is to, if you make a query, to call it social media pages query.
Okay.
And also use the name of your function. So let's just call it, in this case, social media menu query. I think that's a better naming in this case.
Yeah, because I'm just getting the menus here.
Yeah, so this is correct. Now you have the nested and the flat. Let's have a look. Use social media menu. So you're, it seems that you're not using the same thing that I had done before. I had another wrapper that I created, and maybe you didn't see that, but this is some recursive util function that just makes the menu object from the flat one. So you don't need to do all these steps that you did here. Okay. So so this can all be removed, and basically,
you remove all actually.
Yeah. So now we can return get menu pages objects flat. And flat, we don't have it because you put it here.
You can use nested menu there. There is already nested menu. You can use that. Yeah,
but that's not a nested menu, right? That was a flat one.
Yeah, that was a flat, exactly.
So
you can
so don't call it nested. This is just a flat one.
Yeah.
So so I'm just gonna put it here because besides having all these things, which is good. This seems fine.
Okay.
But then we need to generate basically all the channels and all the media channels, right? Yeah. All the persons and all the media channels, and all the postables. So the query path is the place where you would find your the query path is basically the URL, right? And then the menu title is the menu title. It's obvious. So because it's dynamic, because we need to build it dynamically, we cannot have a constant. We just put it here. And here we can get all the persons and all the everything. But let's first rebuild this and see if it works. Okay. And see what we have in the UI. Maybe I forgot to export. Yeah. Remove the export. Okay. Let's have a look. I think maybe I don't know. It seems that I needed to restart this probably. Let's have a look. Yeah, social media pages is not defined. Well, of course, I probably have an error there. Yeah. So social media query is loading. Yeah, so this is much better now. It seems that the first time it doesn't work yet, and that's just because we haven't had an off token set, I think. So I think if we refresh it, it should appear, but maybe not. So let's have a look what it returns now. Okay. I mean, this should be part of the API now. So if we render, we just have a look. It says it's undefined, and the reason, I don't know. So the result is also undefined.
I think we have to you are already rebuild that, right?
Yeah, let's have a look what the response is of the API. Maybe there's something wrong with the API. So it says it's successful false, TS function file not found. So what I kind of think is that it's trying to find it from the wrong place because you still had it in another operation before. Yeah, so you can see that there's social media node, that's a new function. And this is the file it's looking for, but it can't find it somehow. So get social media menu. So, so it's there. I'm just gonna have a look then that where exactly this shows up. This, what is it? TS function file.
No, it's a TS, not.
Yeah, you're right. So it's trying to get the function from the database. So it is here in the SDK API. And yet it can't find the function. Maybe I need to rebuild this one more time. I don't know. It should actually already be there. I'm a bit confused. Because of course we have SDK API, we have SDK DB, but it's just not finding the function in the database in general. Oh, but maybe it's because, did I already regenerate the operations SDK? This one. No. Okay, so that's the reason. There. Like, we need to make sure that so I made a mistake. The reason is I didn't regenerate this one. So
operation, right?
Generate operations SDK. So social media nodes, still not there. Okay, now I'm confused. Social media nodes.
Node.
Package JSON. And it's in this one. But maybe the help. There it is. Okay, it's now there. So that should be good. And now if I run it, it should be able to find the function. And if not, it's very strange.
Still
okay.
Same.
Because if you look in the database, you can see get social media menu.
Mm-hmm.
And there is the get social media menu also here. So basically, if I look for that in a JSON file, I'm finding a couple of exports and the TS function and the TS variable, which is a bug, but yeah, it should definitely find it. So I'm a little confused. Maybe it was cached. That could be. Nope. Yeah, so I'm just gonna debug that then. Rebuild your operation. Okay, so this one is looking. I'm sorry. So it's because I created another SDK and I'm completely forgot about that.
SDK function.
So I completely forgot about that, and that's why it's not there yet. So that's why we need to regenerate. So we just call the whole SDK operations, okay? So every SDK has to be regenerated. And then we can be pretty sure that it will be working.
Actually,
sorry for that.
I tried most of the time the same thing, you know. Once I create new operation, then I will try generate SDK operation and it's working fine. So
yeah, it's better. It's better to do it like that because it's just never sure. Like maybe you forget something.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I build also. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's still says the same thing. Let's see. That's fine.
Brazil is good. Yes. Yeah. It's tomorrow, Brazil. Yeah.
I think game is started, right?
What? Yeah, the game is on. But it's another game.
Okay.
There we go. Finally. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's appeared, yeah.
So yeah, there we go. So now we have a channel with person and media channel. We have postables, and we have the configuration.
Yeah.
So that's good, and I think now everything is set up in the correct way, for at least for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to first have another overlook in your other things that you're doing. Maybe I can have a look as well at Slack controller. What is and Puppeteer utils? For example, what are you still working on these two?
Not Puppeteer utils, only Slack and Wave.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay,
also,
and what are you doing in the Slack controller?
Slack controller right now, I was a day before actually. Then after that, I'm not working right now.
Okay, but you should make the habit of also adding your to-dos in the to-do folder, okay?
Okay.
Because I have no idea what you're working on now.
No, I think the thing is from today I decided to write a code story at the evening, you know.
Okay.
Just to do in the morning and the whole code story in the evening, so I can post. So yeah, that's why I'm not putting anything there. So
okay, so also if you make a code story, I mean, it's also good to have it just to do, but also the code stories are great. But then just put them in the code stories folder, in the to-do folder of the operation, what the code story is about.
Okay. So you mean
so then,
inside that operation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So then you add like is code story true, and then you can start writing.
Okay, so that's it, right?
Make sure that from now you apply that. Otherwise, I don't know where to find it, you know. And I want to see it here and also on your blog.
Sure.
Then it will be great.
Okay.
And if you want, I don't know. Yeah, I think that will be great. Okay, so let's see. This is a huge thing. I think in the Operation MD, it should also have a title. But this is great that you have it. Then these two things. The convention is to put it in assets.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are required.
Not required. Anywhere? It's just for debugging. So.
Okay, but if you have them anywhere in your code and you refer to them in your code, they should be in assets.
Okay.
But if it's any generated data, but you don't require it in your code, then it should be in data.
Okay.
So that's very important because then we can easily see like if you have data, it can be removed. You know, it's not required.
Okay. So
same goes for DB.
One inside the data
basically the app will also work without the DB folder, without the data folder. But the asset folder, if you remove the asset folder, it will break, right?
Yeah,
that's
sense,
the idea.
Because it's using inside, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's using it in your code. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. So is there anything that is really, really required now for Slack controller or not?
For me, one thing is required. Not actually. Only last thing is required. You know that last time we discussed. I pack. I mean, 1 to 2 stop. I have to still complete. I think it's just 2 to 3 hours of work, and after that, Slack is all completed. So yeah.
Okay, I see. I'm just going to make a couple observations, just glancing over your code. One thing I see is that you don't export this type. And although, because it's only used here, it's fine to actually put it in the same file, that's okay. But it's very important to export it as well if you don't define it here, okay?
Okay.
Because if you don't export it, it cannot be imported for some things, for the SDK, and like the SDK may break even because of this kind of thing. In this case, it doesn't apparently, but sometimes it may break for this kind of reason. So it's very important to do that.
Actually, I just using that thing inside that file particularly. That's why I'm not exported it. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's true, but I have seen a couple of times that the SDK may break because you're using kind of that thing, and also this one. This is probably
it has to be changed. Yeah, we already discussed about this.
Yeah. So this is deprecated, it seems. I don't know.
Let it be there. I will change it later. No problem. But this is fine working.
Yeah, I don't know. So what is actually the thing that by convention? By the way, I'm basically always I'm always exporting the types.
Okay.
Also the variables. It's just because then we can see the types in some interfaces. And otherwise they cannot be imported and they cannot be indexed properly.
Yeah.
So that's the reason that I want to export them. Also, the name needs to be, if you declare it as its own type, it needs to be very clear, basically. Also, this is just working for you. So this is a magic variable that only works for you. It may not work on Windows, for example. So then it needs to become a configuration that you can configure somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
Because now you have it hard-coded. It will break for anyone running on Linux or Windows, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's not good. You still have many try catches. And maybe it's good in this case for Puppeteer. So I won't say much about it now, but I still think that we should minimize the try catch because this is kind of creating an extra level of indentation on this function. And I think we can create wrappers around the smaller pieces here. So the try catches should have only a couple of lines of code, that maybe only one line of code inside of the try catch. So it will never break, but then you can wrap that, basically that thing that may break, basically. And I want to make a convention of it, and I'm not sure if it's a good one, but I think if there is ever a try catch in a function, then I'm thinking the name of the function should be try, basically, like that.
Okay.
So maybe we can, if we do that, and we just make wrappers around those small pieces that may break, then it's very, very obvious if a function has a try catch, because the name is try and then something, right? So that's what I think that's going to be a convention later, because there's just it makes it more clear. But yeah, for the rest, this looks good to me for now. Although this should really be done, because otherwise it's just gonna show up badly in the user in the user interfaces.
Yeah, I saw that already in the function UI. You know, there is just a hard-coded kind of thing. So yeah, that's not.
Yeah. So here you had the TS ignore on this thing. But this is not correct. This cannot be set like this. What you should do is create a variable like this.
And create type something like that, right? Yeah, creation.
Yeah. So, and now you can see that this is not the correct type. It needs more information. So it needs my last post at, it needs platform channel ID, it needs these things, right?
Yeah, it's a compulsory one, so yeah.
So for now, I will just ignore it again, but you can improve it later.
Yeah. So database I still have to work. First, I have to fix the push-table stuff.
Yeah. Good. And by the way, I'm just improving a couple of things, but for the rest, I think you get the idea. And
yeah, sure.
If there's anything, anywhere where I forget it, the same goes for this one. Very important.
Yeah, I know that point. I will do that.
Because we don't validate the database yet, and if you do it like that, then yeah, it's just gonna be a problem. This is also a very bad habit. Don't do this. If you want to get the Slack message from, import it from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't ever import from index. That's a convention that I'm doing also.
Now you can just delete that test stack, something like that. It's not needed now, because we can directly execute this thing from the UI now, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're right. I had a question, by the way, and this is quite important. Oh, look at this. There's already a member named store channel return type. So store all Slack channel has this one, and this one has the same name of type.
So okay.
Please avoid duplicate naming. The names, if you create a separate type for it, they should be very, very unique names. Okay. In this case, I would just simply do it like this.
Okay.
Because this is also fine. You know, as long as you specify it, you don't need to make a separate type for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Next thing, I have already for a couple months now moved away from the success parameter name, and I'm always calling it is successful.
Yeah.
One L, double C, double S, one L. So that's kind of the new convention. And of course, it's a lot of work to change it everywhere, but it would be nice if that gets done.
Yeah, sure. I will do that. No problem.
Okay.
Leave it for now. I will do that.
I don't know if I'm breaking anything now, but yeah, I'll leave it for now. Okay, next thing. I am never using for anywhere in my code, and I know it may be easier for you because you are used to it, and I know it's not a bad choice as a programmer, but I really want to enforce that to never use for loops. Besides that, you're doing multiple upsorts in a loop. That should also never be done.
Yeah, I think I can directly pass the array, right? So I don't need that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So you can do that. I will just remove this for now.
Just put on comment and leave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add array of creation person, or like basically.
Yeah, I got it. Just leave it. I know that. What to do.
This is very important. Never do queries inside a loop. It's very important because it's breaking currently.
I realized that
we should really avoid that
lately. So
yeah. Okay. I think for the rest, it looks quite okay. I see that you added a lot of documents. That's great. This is to general purpose. The thing is that Slack channel for the Slack controller is clear for me, but if someone sees this function independently and it doesn't know the Slack controller, it should still kind of be clear.
Select Slack channel, be select Slack channel.
Yeah, Slack channel would probably be a better name. So I'll just add to do, rename, and add doc comments. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What is this? Temp. What is this?
Which one?
Sorry. Temp text. Temp.text.
Leave it for now. It's a backup code. Actually, I have to use it later, but I will remove that later.
Okay. I will just put it in data. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
In source, I don't want to see anything except for TypeScript and TypeScript X. TSX. Okay. So
again, there is a select Slack workspace. Okay, I will rename that thing.
Yeah, so I'm just have one naming convention that is very important to understand. Here you say workspace with the lowercase s, and here you say workspace with the uppercase s. This means that these are two words, and here you say it's only one word.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if it doesn't, usually it doesn't matter what you choose, as long as you choose it everywhere. Okay.
Okay.
So it's gonna be more and more important. For now, it's already important that you just choose it yourself, like this. Probably is better, in my opinion. Because one workspace is kind of one word. Because it's not about space and it's not about work. It's about the workspace. It's one word, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you should be very, very consistent in that. It's very important for making confusions later not happen, basically.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll go somewhere else. 1 second.
Before you go, please fix push table stop. Okay, I need that actually.
Yeah. I'm not going. I'm just going somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you learn Denmark? So I think of Denmark is one of Denmark that's maybe Tunisia wins for nothing.
I'm just going to the bathroom. I will be back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Two goal match. My Manchester City.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Please share your screen again. It's not showing.
Okay. You can see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start now. Okay, so now the main thing, right? The social media wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stuck on that one because I changed some things, right?
I'm not getting one point. See, inside the social media type, there is a postable interface, right? Then
Not
why
anymore.
no is there?
No. Where? Social media type?
I mean, in my code base, inside the social media type, there is a postable interface.
Yeah, but then you have an older version of Type Repo because I removed it recently.
And wait, let's say, but inside my code base, there is a postable made. I mean,
Look, Markdown types has postable properties now because I removed the postable model because what I want is that multiple models can be postable. You see?
Multiple model can be postable. Wait.
Yes. So there is the to-do file. This is a file. You can see in my code story, by the way. You have Markdown model type, extended Markdown properties, web Markdown properties, postable properties, and to-do file properties. Okay. So there's many things it extends. A to-do file is a Markdown file because it's a Markdown model type, but it extends many other properties, which are basically the front matter properties that it can contain. Okay. So the postable properties is the new model instead of the postable, because multiple markdown files have the front matter capabilities of the postable included in the model. So it's not only postable anymore, but now we also have, let me sum it up for you. We have to-do file, but we also have web markdown file. You see, there it is, postable properties. So I think that's actually the only two, but let me check to be sure. Yeah, I think for now that's the only two that are really important: the web markdown file and the to-do file. Those two extend the postable properties because we also want a to-do to be able to be a postable. Get it?
Okay, wait. So before we have postable, and that postable extending the markdown model type, I mean previously. But now,
exactly.
Now you are making. I have to look into the
to-do file. The to-do file is the model. And the postable properties is extended from there. It's like extending the to-do file. So it's not a model anymore, the postable properties. Okay?
So now it's just to-do, right?
Yeah, to-do and web markdown file.
Work markdown file, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I think
this is important.
From now,
this is a very.
Go ahead.
The most important thing is we can create a postable from a to-do, but we can also create a postable from something that we also have on the website, basically, a web markdown file. Okay. So these are the two ways that we can create postables now. The problematic thing with this is that they are not in the database anymore. They cannot easily be found. Yeah. Because at the moment, to-do files are not in the database at the moment. This is like a little problem that I still need to figure out how to include that in the database. But right now, it's not in the database, to-do files. But it's not a huge problem because we can actually, you can see here, that get to-do pages returns this, and also we have the to-do pages. So no, wait, this is not the way to get it. Let me check. Actually, it is kind of. This is probably now the best way to do it. So if we want to get all the postables.
So how can I get all the postable markdown thing?
Exactly. So in order to do that, we need to get the to-dos, but also the web pages that are postables, right?
Yeah.
That's the way that that's something we first need to solve in order to show them, basically.
Because inside the wrapper, I need that, because I have to make that thing into
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get postable or
get postable.
Why I can't find it? I thought you had it called get postable.
No, db.getPostable, something like that.
Yeah. It's because of the new line.
Yeah. You can just go a little bit upward. You can see there is a get request, There I need that all postable stuff.
I don't want to see any build folders.
I think
Yeah,
you
so
can directly open. I know the file, so you open directly actually.
yeah, here.
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your problem is you're not even using Prettier, I think. Look, if I save this, I'm also haven't enabled it yet. Or maybe there's just a syntax error here. I don't know. But there should of course, there should be two quotes here, a double quote. That's why I couldn't find it, because I'm assuming there's double quotes.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter anyway. But I think you have a little syntax error here. Let me check.
I think it's a auto inserted by the PT or something like that. I don't know. Once I share that.
Yeah. It should be. Yeah. Look, now it's doing it again. And if I have a single quote, you can do a format on save. You don't have that setting?
I have that. I don't know. In my PT, is there some problem or what?
Here.
This saying red stuff.
I will send you the settings that I currently have.
Okay, just send me. I will replace that setting. Right.
It's very useful. I put it also in the project workspace settings.
Okay.
It's many things that are useful. But the most important, what we're talking about here, is format on save true, default formatter via Prettier. That's good. That's it. 2 settings. Anyway, we don't have the postable, right? Yeah. So what we need to do is first get the web markdown file and so look, this function reads a markdown file to a model, and in this case it reads it to a web markdown file. However, we also have the to-do markdown file, so we should decide, do we also want to create a read markdown file to model for the to-do file, or do we want to keep this one? I think that we need one for the to-do file as well, because they are just different files. There are different type of markdown files, right? They have different interface.
Mm-hmm.
Which is making it kind of annoying a little bit, maybe. But it's still, regardless, it's important to do it, I think. So it's just a little bit of extra work. So in the end, what I want to get here is an array. And I'm just going to make a function, get postables. And I want an array of web markdown files or to-do files. Get it?
Yeah.
So these two types, the cool thing is that they both have is postable. See?
I mean, why to-do file? Because to-do file, it sounds like it's all about the to-do, right? And we don't have to make.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the thing is,
a code story.
A code story.
Oh, okay.
Is also
inside the
file.
to-do. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. A code story is something you are doing, but you have done, basically, which makes it a to-do file.
Yeah.
And that's why there's two types of markdown files that you can get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. So the get postables function is what I want to make now, or at least make a skeleton for it. But I think maybe you need some help here, because I don't know how many things you already have the code of. So let's have a look. So it's going to be an asynchronous function that promises that thing that I just said. this one.
Okay.
Of course. And yeah. Of course. So I think step one is get all web markdown files.
And also all to-do files.
Filter with is postable true.
You don't have to do that actually. I already doing that on that folder. So
yeah, but it's still important that we only return postables here.
Yeah, also fine. Yeah.
So that's why the name is get postables. It's not get all files or something. You know.
Makes sense.
It's very important. So yeah, that's it. So if that would work, then we would have, then this would work, right?
Yeah.
And then we have postables, and then we can basically use all these things.
Yeah. And
by the way, again, this doesn't work.
Yeah, this is the also problem. See, because I have to update the Markdown file and say that you are planned now, okay, so for the post. So how can you do that?
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And the problem is that we actually may have to split this up, I think.
Okay.
What is content? Partial media post. Where do you get content? So this is returning partial media post. This is partial media post. All. That's not something you can insert into media post. Content needs to be a creation media post. Also, again, you're doing an upsert in the folder.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I will update that. Just add to there.
Okay, so then this thing doesn't exist anymore. So what I think is that maybe, I mean, it's creating all these content media posts basically from all these things. By the way, let me just quickly check if I renamed or like what I did here. Because I made it a Markdown model type, but I'm not so sure now. And as you can see, I also kind of changed the interface a little bit. So it's important to have the newest version.
Okay.
So I think we need to split it up. So what you want to get here in the end is you want to get web markdown files. So I'm just going to change that again because that is not going to work because we need to also update it.
Yeah, right? So we need this separately actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So once you have separately, then I think we can easily update that by using DB function. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it doesn't work yet, the update function. That's the problem. So we need to do it manually now or you want to have to fix the database, but that's a huge refactor. I think we should wait.
You mean
I think this is
Mark?
the proper way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And then we probably need to do the same thing here. However, then you get here an array. So here you're setting it is planned true, right?
Yeah.
So that means these ones should not be planned yet. Right?
Yeah.
So then it's important to state that kind of thing in the document. It's very important to ensure that everybody understands what you're getting back, basically. If there's any filter, it should be clear from the document.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And also
so
there is
the thing
is
that
draft, because is draft is a log flag, you can say. So during the writing, so you have to set is draft true, so it's not a read for the post. So
yeah. So I think this can be taken out of this thing. And we just need to update this in a custom way. So basically,
what do you mean by
this is
custom way? By the way, it means manually or what?
Yeah, well, this is actually quite annoying because this absurd. If you would do all the media posts, then you would only get one is successful.
Yeah,
but like I think that if that's successful, we can just assume that they're all successful. To be honest, and otherwise, none of them are successful. I think we can assume that.
You can say that properly because the database stuff.
Yeah, well, but yeah, I know, but I think it's better because it doesn't matter that it does a couple of them again,
Yeah.
So I think we can do that.
Before I doing that something, turn one by one. So one is successful, then one is sorted, or something like that. So
yeah. So it's planned true for every file. What you can do is you can use write markdown, I think. No. Write file.
I mean, is there function? I mean, update markdown header kind of function? Maybe I know.
The thing is, until now I've only used this function for updating the markdown because it's not yet in the database, these to-dos, and so you can basically use save file content, but you need the absolute path to that thing. Yeah, fuck, this is still a lot of work, And I think if we are doing it manually,
we'd see. Think if you fix it, till Saturday, so it's also fine actually.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't have so much time for this. I actually cannot do it before Saturday.
Yeah, so
I have to complete things like passion fruit tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
So maybe we need to take a step back, and maybe we should at least not even try to plan the posts for now, you know?
Yes, yes. So I think I have a lot to work with the sending messages stuff. So I
Yeah,
think I'm going to continue with that then.
yeah. So the thing is, this one,
Mm-hmm.
eventually, let me just make a note here. Eventually, the idea is to get this from the database with db.get markdown file. Sorry, web markdown file, right?
Yeah.
However, this is not possible yet because we don't have the ability to see the items of this model because they aren't located in the DB folder. They're basically all over the place, so that's a very hard thing to do. So there are two options. One, we can refactor FSRM to be capable of having custom get setters for custom models with weird locations, right? That's the one thing we can do. The other thing is we can stop using the DB for this and simply use our own custom get and set.
Okay? Yeah, you can do that.
Or get an update, basically. Yeah. And I think if you can do number two, then you can do this. But if not, maybe we should wait for this. But I don't know when I have time for that. So it's basically kind of, this is, I think now you understand, right? The problem here.
Yeah. Because
the same goes for this one.
We have to back to update that markdown, you know, and we don't have a option for that. So that is the problem, sir.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I mean this thing just doesn't work right now, which is fine. I just want to get this thing to build. It's most important that we don't have anything that doesn't build at all ever. And the reason, of course, is that I refactored that thing. So DevTo content analyzer. No, this is a markdown file, and it's gonna be a to-do file or
markdown web. Yeah, web markdown file.
Exactly. And please don't use params if it's very clear what it is. It's better to name it.
Okay.
Okay. Then same thing for this one.
Yeah. It's
actually, all of them.
Yeah, all of them actually. They just same thing doing. You know, I mean, for the different platform, we are checking different kind of params.
Yeah. Okay, and how many hours have we been working now? I don't know. Maybe it's time to round it up.
Yeah, it's more than 2 hours. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's stop then. I'm gonna have some dinner.
Okay. Sure.
Then I will just round it up. I think for now, the coming days, you have a lot of refactoring to do.
Yeah. I think just for tomorrow, right? Because Friday you are going again. We are going session. So
but that's in the evening, right? The session is in the evening.
In the evening, exactly. So I have enough to react. So it's fine.
You have tomorrow, Thursday, and you have Friday. You have 2 days.
2 days.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, you're not blocked. You cat. Okay. Then, I mean, this one is not working now, but you can easily fix that. Right? There's only a couple errors.
Yeah,
then these four you're working on now, and this one you kind of understand now. I think that you can get these things from the database later, but currently it's not possible, right? So we need our own getters and setters to get our own get and update for to-do file and web markdown file, and then we can dynamically generate this menu, right?
Not actually. See, we have to make flat web page manually, because configuration it's a totally new name that is not inside the DB. So how can you make it dynamically?
Let me show you. So so we have the configuration ones, then we have the upserts. That's good. These are hidden. The upserts are hidden. That's perfect. We already did that. Then the person, we can get the person from the DB and the media channel from the DB.
Yeah,
and then we can generate that menu.
Two things we need to get from the DB.
Yeah. So then the last thing is the postables, and we have to create our getters for to-do file and web markdown file.
Yeah.
I already have getters because I already use them in the to-do web basically and the writer web. So have a look at to-do web and writer web and the functions they use. See how that works. I will just give you the names of the function.
Okay.
That's all I can do for now, and we have to stop now. But this is a very important one, and writer web. Let me search it. So writer web is using use get writer web pages menu. Web pages is using get project relative paths. Okay, that's it currently.
Yeah.
It's Doug. Okay, so that's it. This one, these two, you can already use these to create getters. Okay, and then there's one more function. It's very important. Read markdown file to model. Yeah, this one can be used to create a web markdown file from the path of the thing.
Okay.
Parse into markdown file. So this is a lot to do, and I want to help you with this if you can't figure it out yourself. But this is basically the thing. How once we all have all of this, we can do much more here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I think we should go this way for now to just use these functions and generate the getter ourselves instead of using the database.
Okay.
And then the update one is also difficult, but that will come later, I think.
Okay. So.
At least if you have the getter, you can generate the menu. And then one more thing, I was thinking it would be very cool.
I don't know. Why are you making page data required with undefined?
Huh? Page data?
Page data.
Yeah, because normally you would have some page data in many cases.
Okay.
It's just the type interface. It was very difficult to make it optional. Okay. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So this is all some stuff that's most of it is not implemented, but you can use the menu title. I think what would be nice is that we don't have this extra /person, but we can generate
it's
this
nested
basically.
one, right?
So we have the channels, and they have media channels and persons in there.
Yeah.
So maybe for media channels, media channel is a default model type, and person is also a default model type. And that's great, because then that means that we can basically make all those query paths be query path channel. Let's do channel lowercase /ID. Okay. So of course this wouldn't work, but I think that would be amazing, because then we basically have all the channels in the same nest, basically. And then you can do title, menu title. If it's a channel, you can do an emoji like like 2 people or something, like a group. Wait, let me find the one I meant. This one. This is kind of group. And for person, you can do something like the single one. Get it? So that way you can distinguish between the channel, and then plus the name, of course. Right? Of course, this gives a syntax error, but you get the idea, I think. So you need to create many channels. This is just one, but for every person and every channel, you would create one of these, right? And then I think we have it more flat, and that's nicer, I think. Especially if we have the emoji, then you can just easily search through it. So that's it. Then you can also kind of make this menu already, and after that's done, you can just render it in the pages.
Web page, yeah.
In the paths, this one, you can render everything.
Yeah.
With the proper conditionals here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks. Then let's round it up now. Then let's stop.
Okay.
It's late. It's late for you. What time is it?
It's 11:10.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then. I'm gonna send you the zip then.
Okay, no problem then. I'm going to stop the